For more perspective on the Irish vote and on the Lisbon Treaty, we are joined by a man who has followed these developments closely. He is Niall Stanage, an Irish journalist who covers business and politics from New York. He is the author of Redemption Song, an Irish reporter inside the Obama campaign. Welcome to World Focus.
Thank you.
So, give us a little bit of context. What is the Lisbon Treaty and why has it been so contentious? It took 10 years to negotiate this deal.
Well, interestingly, one of the reasons that it is so contentious is because it's so difficult to explain. A lot of the citizens of Europe are not totally clear what's in it. But essentially what it is a means to try to grease the wheels of European governance. It will also, importantly, create both a de facto president of the EU and a de facto foreign minister. And both of those posts are themselves contentious, particularly the foreign minister, because of the sense that it will bring forth a common foreign policy.
And the Irish voted it down last year. So why the reversal now?
I think primarily because the Irish economy is in a tailspin, and I think Irish voters were very reluctant to appear to be sort of rubbishing the EU or pushing themselves to the periphery of it. The Irish government also obtained some guarantees on issues that were of particular relevance to it, including the EU not meddling with abortion law, for example. But really the economy was the chief issue.
And interestingly, the Irish were the only 27 EU nations that were allowed to take a referendum. Now, what's behind that?
Well, basically what is behind that is that the Irish constitution requires a referendum in ways that other nations in Europe don't. But it is another thing that fuels, I think, scepticism, and that Eurosceptics have picked up on a lot, is that this whole European project has not been characterised by many direct consultations with the people.
And so the significance of the Irish voting yes this time, does that mean that the treaty is now going to be ratified and that all of the Eurosceptics within the EU, no one is capable of being a spoiler now?
It's almost certain that that is the case. The Czech Republic was proving a bit of a holdout. The indication seems to be that they will ratify it. It is still a contentious issue in Britain, and the British Conservative Party, which is in opposition but in the lead in the polls, has for a long time been Eurosceptic. So what happens there remains debatable.
Right. What about the United States? What does it mean for Americans?
I think there's two ways of looking at it for Americans. One is that the further integration of the EU obviously sets up to some extent a counterweight to the United States. There are 500 million citizens of the EU, and there's that weight there. On the other hand, the EU is largely comprised of allies of the United States, so it certainly won't be a hostile bloc, even if it is in some ways a counterweight. It will give also Americans a partner to trade with and to deal with in a number of other issues.
Niall Stanage, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.